How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Pound Technology YouTube channel. My name's Denny, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how you might be closer than you think to playing your classic N64 on your modern TV. Now, since the release of our SNES HD Link cable, we've had a ton of questions regarding whether or not it'll work with the N64 and the GameCube. Now, I'm afraid to say that the short answer is no. However, this is an RGB modded N64 console, and it's the secret to playing your Nintendo 64 games on a modern HD or 4K TV. Now, the first thing we need to clarify is that our Super Nintendo HD Link cable uses the RGB output, and that was the best signal for that console generation. What's strange about the N64 is that it has all the internal hookups for RGB, but Nintendo decided not to use them, and that's where the Retro RGB mod comes in. It's a hardware mod for your N64 that allows it to output RGB signals, something that our SNES cable can pick up. And theoretically, any N64 with the RGB mod can be displayed using our SNES HD Link cable. But that's enough of you guys staring at my face. Let's take a look at some gameplay differences. So for these comparisons, we use the Retro team. We're not here to criticize it. In fact, we think it's a pretty good bit of kit, and it's very useful for comparing composite video to the RGB output of our HD Link cable. In these comparison shots, you can see that Mario's eyes are just a bit sharper using our RGB over composite.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
In Banjo-Kazooie, you can see that there's a slight variation in color saturation, as well as an increase in sharpness. This is particularly obvious with the Witch Doctor.
Message from General Pepper. Priority 1. We need your help, Star Fox. Andros has declared war. He's invaded the Lilat system and is trying
Now in
to
Star
take
Fox,
over Cornelia.
you can see that the texture in the blue text box is better preserved than with a composite signal. There's also just a little less noise in this image of the Star Fox team running down the corridor. And once again, you can notice the decreased image noise as the camera pans over the R-wings. Now, while the retro RGB mod sounds good, there are a few caveats to be aware of. The first thing is that we purchased our N64 off of eBay, and it was already modified for us. We didn't do the modifications ourselves. In future, we might do a tutorial showing you guys how to modify yours if you like. The second thing to take note of is that we don't have a compatibility list right now. It's possible that all retro RGB mods will work with our SNES cable, and it's possible that every other one, except for the ones that we've personally tested, won't. And for those of you who don't want to modify your consoles, not to worry. We still plan to release an HD Link cable for the Nintendo 64. That's it for today's video, but we do plan to come out with a lot more content. First of all, we want to start making developer updates to keep you guys up to date on what we're working on, what cables are coming out next. Secondly, just like our Xbox capacitor video, we want to start doing a lot more tutorials. And lastly, we want to shoot a lot more comparison videos between our cables and what's already out there on the market. If you enjoyed today's video, help our channel grow by hitting that subscribe button. See you next time, guys.